Gina, a 24-year-old employee at a bridal shop, works multiple jobs to pay off her family's debts after they went bankrupt. Despite her situation, Gina remains cheerful and hopeful about the future. One day, she helps a customer choose a gorgeous wedding dress, which would earn her enough commission to pay her rent. Just as they were about to pay, the customer abruptly leaves, only providing an address and date for the dress delivery. The manager assigns Gina the task of delivering the dress, making her commission dependent on its successful delivery. On the specified day, Gina arrives at a large mansion where a wedding is being prepared. Following instructions, she heads to the bride's room, only to hear an argument inside. The groom, Derek, a cold and non-romantic 30-year-old fashion export-import company owner, storms out and sees Gina with the dress. Enraged, Derek tears the wedding dress apart right in front of Gina before walking away. Gina is left in shock, unsure of what to do next. Bride is Amanda, 26 years old. She was crying and kept calling Derek. Determined, Amanda puts on a bridesmaid dress and tries to proceed with the wedding. Derek then enters the ceremony and declares there will be no wedding. Everyone asks Derek why, and he spots Gina standing nearby. Taking Gina's hand, Derek announces that he loves Gina and will marry her instead. Derek, filled with hatred, looks at Amanda before leaving. Gina is utterly bewildered and speechless. Amanda cries in agony over the canceled wedding. The next day, Gina receives a message asking her to come to Derek's house for a talk. She musters up the courage to meet Derek. Derek gives Gina a 3-month marriage contract. After 3 months, they will break up, and Gina will receive a large sum of money. Derek promises to pay for the wedding dress if Gina agrees, pressuring her into accepting. Surprised but trying to stay calm, Gina thinks of her family's debts and signs the contract. The next day, Derek takes Gina to meet his grandmother. Derek's grandmother instantly likes Gina, disliking Amanda for her extravagant spending and revealing clothes. She gives Gina a valuable limited edition diamond ring. Gina later returns the ring to Derek, stating she won't keep anything after the divorce. Derek coldly insists she keep it, saying it's insignificant to his family. Derek and Gina's wedding is held solemnly. Amanda still comes to the wedding and resents Gina. Derek and Gina go on a honeymoon to an island. Amanda tries to get their friends to get Derek to drink and leave Gina alone. He tells Gina to enjoy herself and spend freely, but Gina doesn't use any of Derek's money. In a drunken rage, he confronts her, and Gina explains she doesn't like wasting money as it's very important to her. After returning home, Gina learns her mother had a severe accident and needs hospitalization. Desperate, Gina asks Derek for an advance on the money. Still angry about the previous incident, Derek coldly refuses. With no other choice, Gina sells the valuable ring that Derek's grandmother gave her. She uses the money for her mother's surgery, helping her through the critical period. Amanda finds out about this and buys the ring back. At Derek's grandmother's birthday party, Amanda presents the ring as a gift. Derek's grandmother is surprised and asks Gina to bring out the ring she gave her. Gina couldn't say anything, so she admitted she sold it, making Derek's grandmother very angry. Derek relieved Gina, saying the ring didn't fit, so he told Gina to sell it. Derek is also furious and has his staff investigate what Gina did with the money from the ring sale. He learns about Gina's mother's accident and that Gina tried to ask him for help, but was denied. Feeling guilty, Derek realizes Gina wasn't using him for money and explains to his grandmother. Gina quickly explains she didn't want to worry Derek and his grandmother. Gina returns to work, where she has long admired her boss, John, a handsome and gentle man. It seems John likes Gina too, but now she is married to Derek. Grandma forced Derek to pick Gina up from work. He accidentally saw John and Gina discussing intimate plans together. Derek was angry. He didn't like that and dragged Gina home. Derek angrily said Gina was his and was not allowed to get close to anyone during the contract period. Gina was annoyed and said she wouldn't betray him, so he shouldn't do that again. Derek suddenly stops the car and kisses Gina passionately. Gina was so surprised, she angrily pushed him and left. Gina starts learning French due to Derek's family connections. Still angry, Gina asks Derek's grandmother how to say "you obnoxious" in French. The grandmother, knowing the couple is fighting, mischievously teaches Gina to say "I love you" instead. Gina repeats that phrase to Derek, making a silly face, thinking she's calling him an obnoxious person. Derek is stunned, then pulls Gina close, accidentally causing them both to fall. Derek, unfazed, teases Gina about confessing her love. Embarrassed, Gina runs away, leaving Derek amused. That night, Gina can't sleep, overwhelmed by Derek's actions. The next day, Derek gives Gina the ring his grandmother gifted her, asking her to keep it safe and to tell him if she needs anything. For the first time, Gina sees Derek as gentle and caring. Knowing Gina loves fashion shows, Derek takes her to Paris. Gina is surprised as she never told anyone about her dream, only writing it in her journal. Though angry that Derek read her journal, Gina feels touched by his gesture. Under the Eiffel Tower, Derek kisses Gina passionately, about to confess his feelings. Gina pushes him away, leaving Derek frustrated, but understanding her mixed feelings. At home, Derek's grandmother tells Gina about Derek's past, including his father's infidelity and his mother's early death. This explains Derek's rebellious and hot-tempered nature, but also his deep capacity for love. Gina visits her family. She sees their home has been upgraded with modern amenities. Gina begins to see Derek differently and falls in love with him. Touched, Gina rushes to find Derek and kisses him in public, signaling her acceptance. Their fake marriage blossoms into a genuine, beautiful love story.